Hey everybody, welcome back. Devin the OG, the original Grognard here, and we're back at Lock and Load Tactical Digital again. We got some more information to pass on to you, and even though the battle generator hasn't been released yet, we're still working on it behind the scenes. We did want to kind of give you an idea of the things that we are working on, because we're actually trying to garner feedback on what you would like to see in the battle generator. Now, I will say right from the get-go, the battle generator is currently with our playtesters right now. They're loving it. They're having a great time with it. It's relatively bug free. There's not having any crashes with it. The scenario designer is going to be coming. We haven't implemented that yet, but it is going to be coming. Basically, what the scenario designer is going to be is that you will be able to design your own scenarios in the game. You can choose whatever maps you want. You can choose your forces, and it will basically and choose your scenario special rules, your victory conditions, all that. You can design your own scenario the way you want to. And the cool thing about it is, if you want to, you can upload it to the Steam Workshop. And so other people can download your scenarios that you make so other people can play. So we're hoping it's going to start generating a huge interest in scenario design and just have a ton of more scenarios for people to mess around with and play with. Also, what we are going to be including is that you can save the scenarios that you do and print them out. So you can actually have hard copies of them to sit down with at the table. Now, one of the options that I know a lot of people have been asking about for the scenario designer is, are we going to have a way of making a map designer? So basically, just taking a blank map, I want a hill here, I want a building here, I want a road here. That's coming. That is going to be the last thing that we implement into the scenario designer, though, because it is really the most difficult aspect, because we've got to come up with all the artwork for all the potential iterations of terrain that you want. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to be looking exactly like the Lock and Load art, because the art is not procedural. It's set. You can't change the art. So I'm not sure how Tom is going to be doing it. I know we are going to have a lot of terrain variations that you can play with. And I think he's going to try to stick with as much close Lock and Load tactical artwork as he can, but I can't say anything to that yet because we're not at the point that we're implementing that right now. So, also, one thing that people have been asking me is that, well, is this the battle generator just for digital? What about tabletop? I don't know if most of you know this, but we do have a battle generator system for tabletop. You can go over and check out our website. It is a book that you can buy, and basically it's the book that we're using to implement the battle generator into digital. So basically, if you're doing the battle generator in digital, it's kind of mirrors exactly what is already existing for the tabletop battle generator. So what we wanted to point out real quick also is a couple of behind the scene things that Tom has worked on since the last time I did a video. And again, most of you have not seen this. Our playtesters have seen this. But again, we just want to kind of let you know what we're doing, what we're working on behind the scenes. When we first started, when the game first started off with the battle generator, it would give the defender in an attack and defend the same number of points. Yeah, I think you can see where that was going. That didn't work out too well. So we scaled that back a little bit, and so the defender doesn't have quite as many points as the attacker now. It'll make attack and defense scenarios a little bit easier to do. One of the other things that we had is that depending on which map you played on, especially if you did like a small one mapper, let's just go ahead and play a scenario and jump into this. We're just going to do a single scenario. Let's see. I like to start off with my squads first. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then with the leaders, let's go with 1, 2, 3. Now, this isn't how everybody is going to make their scenarios. This is just me. We will have scenario descriptions for the scenario briefings. They will be coming. Let's see. Other SMCs. Nope. What do we got? Support weapons. How many points we got left? We got 77 points. Let's get a tank. I got to have a tank. I want an easy 8. No, let's not go with an easy 8. Let's go with a regular Sherman. That gives us 22 points left. Weapon teams. I don't think we need any weapon teams. I'd like a mortar, but that's 17. Let's take a look at what support weapons we got. 7. We can get 3 bars. Yeah, let's go for 3 bars. Anyways, 10 left points left to spend. Yeah, that's fine. Nope. Let's go ahead and grab a social charge just because we like blowing stuff up. All right. So when originally, oh, this is a little bit different. Tom has changed up things a little bit, but originally you would have just VPs locations, and they would flash up and they would show up, and they would say you need to capture 4 VP locations, but there would only be like 2 or 3 hexes that were highlighted. Some victory point locations are now worth more points, so you kind of gonna have to take a sharp eye at the victory point locations to make sure it's like, all right, this one's worth 2 points, this one's worth 1 point, and that will probably alter your tactical decisions in the game. We've got the scenario generator. Let's see, I don't think there's... Oh, one thing that we did also want to point out, and this is kind of our bad. Some of you, when you were playing Bloody Aachen in the Battles to the Rhine DLC, you kind of noticed that there's turret armor on the priest, the M7 priest, which is the half track that carried the 105 on it. British called it the bishop, US called it the priest. Yeah, it's not supposed to have a turret. It's also supposed to be open topped, and however, since it does have that turret on there, some of you have discovered, well, I can use the 105 like it's in a turreted weapon, and they're swinging the turret all over the place. Technically, I think that's supposed to be just for the machine gun. We missed it. We got it fixed and corrected now. Honestly, there haven't been that many scenarios that have been that use the M7. Aachen, Bloody Aachen, and thanks to Stefan's diligent attention to detail, I think there's 1 or 2, and he pointed this out, 1 or 2 scenarios in Noville, and maybe 1 scenario in a compendium someplace that uses the M7 in the 14 years that Heroes of Normandy have been out. So, yeah. And I just noticed something. Speaking of vehicles that don't get used very often, there we go, Jagdpanzer IV. That is a vehicle I don't think has shown up in any scenario. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Jagdpanzer IV has not showed up in any scenario so far. All right, so another thing that we wanted to point out, and I was hoping to catch the victory point locations, but let's see. We got building F7. Have they got controlling mark hex? Okay, so we do have marked hexes. So we got F7. Let's see, building G1. That's 3 victory points each. Okay, so he did go ahead and mark it. Let's see, building F7. Yep, that's got the mark right there. That's worth 1 victory point. And building I5, yep, right here, control of that, that's going to be worth 1 victory point. All right, so this one is a good one to show off the victory point locations and that they're worth different victory points. Beforehand, it would light up probably those 5 hexes and say there are 8 victory point locations, but there's only 5 that are shown. Now we are actually breaking down and showing, all right, this building's worth 3, this building's worth 1, this building's worth 1. So we know that if I really want to get a lot of victory points, I'm going to have to capture that city. One thing we do want to point out about the scenario editor is that there's going to be 2 ways that you can design a scenario with the scenario editor. You can design it with the constraints of the counter count that is in the physical box set. So, for example, Heroes of Normandy, the 101st, I think, has got 12 squads in it. So you're going to only be able to make scenario with 12 squads of the 101st in it. That's so that if you want to make the scenario and print it out, you can have it readily available and have the correct counter count for whatever's in a set box set. Or you can just, throw caution to the wind and design a scenario with 300 German squads in it, even though I don't think there are 300 German squads in all of our games combined. But we're giving you that option. Those are going to be the 2 different options that you could do. And again, like I said, with the scenario editor, you can upload it to the workshop and, life will be good because you'll have other people play. And I'm not going to say that we might take some of the scenario ideas at some point in the future and take the best of them voted on by the community and put them into a compendium, maybe. I'm just spitballing here. David has no idea I have this in mind, as it probably come as a complete shock to him. But, you know, it's an idea. It's something we can work with. It's something we can talk about. So, yeah, those are kind of the ideas. What the biggest change... Oh, one of the other biggest changes, go into your achievements list. Now, I can't really bring up my achievements list because the way I'm recording this video right now, but we have completely changed out all the achievements. Instead of that boring bronze trophy now, each achievement has its own individual artwork. And yes, it's artwork taken from the game, so... But there you go. All the achievements have got a new artwork. There should be no duplicates. It's all brand new. Go check them out. Because me, personally, I'm an achievement hunter. I just absolutely love trying to track down achievements. There's only a couple games that I've ever actually gotten 100% on. Lego games. But... For those of you who are the hardcore achievement hunters, you got more achievement icons now that you can look forward to rather than the old trophy that we had beforehand. Again, we're looking for input. What do you people want? What do you, our customer base, want in the scenario generator and the battle generator? Give us your ideas in the comment section below. Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, criticisms in the comment section below, and I'll see everybody later. See ya!